Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into the happy hour. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I am Rico, joined by none other than not Nick Sainert, but two other wonderful people, as the one and only Austin Orman and Jay Foreman join the happy hour. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Great. Now that I get to you, Rico. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic after last night. Nebraska basketball over the Indiana Hoosiers in probably a fashion that not a lot of people saw coming. I know I didn't. I don't know about you guys, but Nebraska at one point was up by 20 points on a 10-3 Indiana team with 3 losses coming to ranked teams, including a 5-point loss to Kansas. I mean, what did you guys see out of that?
I mean, I think they just played with tremendous amount of pace. I think getting Rink back, I think it settled things down. I know Ware on their team had, I think, 20 points, and he was, at times it looked unstoppable. But, I think Rink, he only had 8 points, but he was extremely physical. So he was matching bucket for bucket. So he went 8 for 8. So he kind of took a little bit of wind out of their sails. So Indiana was never really in a position to take control of the game. And I think Nebraska did a really good job of team defense, right? Timely double teams and then active hands. I remember one in particular, Jamarcus Lawrence, in front of Nebraska's bench. They came with a little bit of a delayed, I'll call it a baseline double, where Rink Mass or the inside defender was playing high and the guy came from behind, and then Jamarcus Lawrence caught him slipping. Then you go right from there. You're in a fast break, and so I felt like it led to good shooting. I think they probably shot better than maybe usual, but I think the ball movement and the extra pass and the spacing with Rink back, and then also bringing Josiah off the bench with Gary being physical and active, I think it just was a good team win, and they took control of the game. They withstood a run, and usually with Nebraska teams in the past, when a team would make a run, they would not only let them get back in the game, but then be down some points. Nebraska actually withstood it and then always got it back up to. So if they got it down to 7, next thing you know, after a few possessions, Nebraska's up 11, maybe 12. So they always kept the foot on the gas.
They did. If I gave you the numbers that Indiana shot 47% from the field, 50% from 3, and out-rebounded Nebraska by 7, you're probably not feeling that great about that game. But you look at Nebraska having 15 steals out of 19 turnovers for Indiana. That's a lot of live ball turnovers. That's a lot. That's a lot of possessions that Indiana gave away. And you see that they take only 8 fewer shots, but they get to the free throw line 7 fewer times and shoot 14 fewer threes. Yeah, not a great shooting team, but I think Nebraska's defensive activity was good. Right. They forced Indiana, you heard Mike Woodson say it, to kind of overthink what they were doing. Yep. Try to get, a little something extra going just because they were struggling at some points. But Rink Mass presence was nice. And I'm glad you brought up the ball movement. Both teams, I thought, did a pretty darn good job passing the ball. 15 assists on 27 made shots for Nebraska, 19 on 24 for Indiana. High-level skip passing, a lot of drive and kick, good lobs to Ware from Indiana. So really the turnovers are the story of the game for me. Just how many possessions Nebraska got that were extra and how many points off of those turnovers. They ended up with darn near 30 points off of turnovers in a 16-point game.
They had 3 or 4 possessions, or Indiana had 3 or 4 possessions where Nebraska forced to steal or got their hands on the ball above the 3-point line, which then led to fast break points. And, to be honest with you, Nebraska, you got to give them credit for not turning it over that much, because I felt like Indiana all 5 of their guys were real handsy, right? Where it means they were constantly touching them. They were trying to, pit pocket them and just pop the ball out. Nebraska did a really good job of handling the ball and also being aggressive. You saw some 50-50 balls where I know there's a couple. Sam Hoiberg got a couple ticky-tack fouls that could have gone either way. C.J. Wilcher was diving on the floor, should have got a foul called against him, a loose ball foul.
At the knee to the back.
Sam Hoiberg got a foul, but he was playing. So what they were doing, they were imposing their effort and their will on the game. But I think, one thing, Austin, I think Indiana's lineup, look, they're a good-looking basketball team.
Yes.
When you think was it Galloway or Galloway? Yeah. Galloway, he's the former Indiana Player of the Year. He's a 6'4" guy that he can bust your head wide open from outside.
Just ask Kansas.
Right, and he's a physical dude, right? He must have went somewhere over Christmas break because he was like Casper the Ghost came back. He got some good tan. But they're big, right? You got the big guy in the middle. Number 5's big. Number 4's big. I think that hurts against a team like Nebraska because one thing Indiana doesn't do offensively. They don't run. I call it secondary cuts.
Okay.
So, or they don't dive off the double team. So if my guy goes in double team, I have to get into a position most likely where Ware can hit me for an easy bucket. They're real stationary, and they never adjusted, and they didn't get much out of their guards. And it was kind of was it Cubs that came in.
Yeah.
He provided a good spark, hit a couple outside shots, but then Nebraska adjusted to him. So I felt like Nebraska was the better team. They played better. Indiana didn't play bad. Nebraska just played that much better.
Something that I love watching about Nebraska is their defensive focus and the way that they talk constantly on defense, the way that they're constantly switching regardless of the screens. You've got one person down in the paint running to the opposite corner to cover somebody. That other person is running to the top of the key. Like, just the way that they're constantly communicating and constantly moving on the defensive end is something that I just love watching this Nebraska team, because it's something that maybe you haven't seen, or there's still a couple of lazy closeouts from time to time, but for the most part, everybody is active, completely active. You'll get a couple mismatches. You'll have Rink Mass on a point guard at the top. You'll have Jamarcus Lawrence on Ware down in the paint, and that's where you get a couple of those lobs. But for the most part, the activity on the defensive end, which led to a lot of the tip passes, a lot of the steals, a lot of the Casey or Sam coming in when they try to get it into Ware in the paint, coming in and snatching it from him when he goes down to try and get that one dribble before he goes up for the dunk. That's something that I just really enjoy watching for Nebraska, is just the defensive side of the ball.
It's that activity and that effort that I think has to be Nebraska's calling card, because there's like half of 1.5 lockdown defenders on this team. I think Juwan Gary can do it when he's engaged.
Yeah.
And Sam Hoiberg, got that reputation. He's gotten cooked a couple times this year, but he's going to compete and can come in and change the flow of the game.
Jamarcus Lawrence can defend. It's more or less a want-to thing.
It's a mentality.
Right. But if you look at Rink Mass, Josiah Alec, Bryce Williams, those guys I think are positional defenders, right? Casey Tominaga has to be opportunistic, right? Has really good hands. You see him kind of swipe down as a big man's going up and get away with it a few times. Eli Rice, I think that's part of it for him too, is he learns the defensive side of the ball. CJ Wilcher, definitely a positional defender, more so than a lockdown guy. So I think that has to be Nebraska's calling card. If you're not going to be able to keep your guy in front of you, like, no doubt about it, clamp him down, then you have to be one rotation ahead. You have to be thinking ahead. What's the next pass that they want to make? Can I jump this passing lane? Can I beat my guy to the spot by one step to take this away from him? That's where I think that effort, that activity come into play for this Husker team.
And that's something that we discussed last week or early this week, where Nebraska doesn't have that dude in the paint who's going to intimidate and impose his will. He's not going to block shots left and right. So what they do is they're going to have to jump passing lanes. They're going to have to tip the ball. They're going to have to get a lot of steals. And that's exactly what you saw them do yesterday against a very physical, very big Indiana team, is that they're jumping passing lanes. They're getting steals. They're doing everything that you need to do as a feisty, smaller team, even though you have Rink and Josiah Alec. Both of those guys are 6'8" and 6'10", 6'11", but it's not, Rink isn't like a physical shot blocking 6'10".
No,
like he's the European 6'10". It's a little more finesse.
Yeah, but he's physical,
which isn't a problem. He is physical,
and he's strong too. I think what Nebraska is doing, and you got to give a shout. I'm gonna give a shout out to Coach Nate on their staff here when they brought him in, and the whole coaching staff. But I think in particular, he really was brought in to bring a different look and mindset to Nebraska's defense, right? He'll run some zone. He'll do a little, 3-quarter, full quarter, traps and kind of, we can call it a press, but just to kind of change the pace of the game. He brought a different concept to their half court defense. And I think it was welcomed by Coach Hoiberg. And then when the head coaches welcome it, and then it's the standard, that's where you saw them start to play really good basketball towards the end of the year last year, going into the Big Ten championship. Obviously, they didn't perform up to their standard, the Big Ten championship, but that's where you saw it. And then it took a look, I think they started out decent this year. I think, I was talking to Strick. I want to give Strick props. I think they hopefully learned from Creighton in the Minnesota game, the emphasis on the little things, the closeouts, the communication. And you see just a way better product, and they looked a lot more energy, and it was very clean. It was a very clean game, both sides, but it was a very clean game defensively for Nebraska.
It absolutely was. I want to go back to something you said too about kind of the styles of Indiana and Nebraska, where Indiana's playing those two bigs. Both Ware and Renault can stretch a little bit, but they don't
Especially
shoot
Renault.
a lot of threes. Enough, but not a whole lot.
That set shot was ugly.
It was. Nebraska's offense, I think, has looked better with Juwan Gary in the starting lineup. Because there's not a whole lot of high-low in college basketball these days. If you're going to play a Renault and a Ware, you're going to play an Alec and a Mass together. I think it's harder in this modern college game to space from elbow down to block, or even top the three-point line down to block and get that post-to-post entry. So having Josiah Alec coming off the bench, I think it's been huge to give Nebraska really that true 5 outlook, sometimes 4 round 1 with Mass that we haven't seen as much from Indiana. They're trying to play that kind of traditional 90s style of basketball. The Kentucky tried to play with 2 big guys, right? Your length, your height can be an advantage, but we saw it from Indiana last year too with Race Thompson, who couldn't stretch the floor, and Trace Jackson Davis, who was only at the elbow. Indiana hasn't really modernized, right? Height can do some good things for you, but you have to have at least some measure of skill to go along with it. Indiana has more, and I'm a little surprised we don't see something a little more, modern pace and space-ish from them, because their 2 bigs have the ability to do it.
Yeah, I think the problem that they were running in is that maybe the bigs have the ability to do it, but the problem is last year they had the lottery pick that went to the Lakers.
Pochettino.
Yeah, but they don't have anybody now.
Right.
And
Xavier Johnson just came back.
Right, and so they have lack of experience, and then obviously it's going to take a little bit for that ability to get there. So they're a little bit, handcuffed right now, but I think that overall, I think just Nebraska played better, and then Indiana playing good. And that's just, that's a check into however long ago, not last year, even the year before, a little bit, where Fred Hoiberg made a conscious effort to build a team versus a bunch of good individual players. Guys are playing their roles. And, the best thing I want to say before we go to break, we have guys like a CJ Wilcher that had some struggles, and he started to come on last year. I said it, when we were in old school. I just felt like this is a game for him. Came out, he had the heat check. You hit 2, you got to shoot the third one. He had to wait a possession and then hit another one. So when you have a guy like that went from a starter didn't leave, welcomed his role. Then you got Gary Finn, where he's at. Then you got Williams, who's a new guy. They know he's kind of smooth operator. He's a guy I know they tried to do a little bit of like what Greasel tried to back down. It's not there yet. But what I like to see is something that they can go to when times get tough. Ring Mass at the top of the key with Josiah Alec or whoever it is. If push comes to shove, we'll keep running pin downs and curl picks. And as soon as you make a mistake, K-State going to let it fly. Bang. And then everybody else is going to go off for that. So I was very impressed.
Regardless of how he's shooting in a game, regardless of how his season has started, that man has never lost confidence, and I don't think he ever will. We talked a lot of Nebraska's defense in this first segment. I kind of want to get to Nebraska's offense and Keisei Tominaga kind of going to that mid-range, going to that floater, something that I don't know, not that he was avoiding, just something that he hasn't really shown early in the season so far in the non-con, but now this third Big Ten game, he went to it a little bit more, and it was very effective and opened up a couple more threes for him. But we'll get to that. Maybe Nick will be back. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Up next on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their life. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. Now is the best time to sign up with the new year right around the corner. You can enroll for the January 10-Week Challenge for only $299. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. Head to fxblincoln.com for more information on how to enroll. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
This is Rick Heyman from Sartor Heyman Jewelers, inviting you to our new outlet jewelry store at 12th and O in downtown Lincoln. Amazingly, we still have fabulous items we bought 1 year ago and beyond. Well, you know what an outlet store is. Unbeatable prices throughout the store. Closeouts up to 70% off. Don't delay. When it's gone, it's gone. You won't see everything on our website, so you gotta come in. The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Opening November 25th in Lincoln at 12th and O.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology, They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff, who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
If Ewers throws that ball to the front pylon, Texas might have tied that game up and had a chance to win it.
That moment right there, it's one of those moments that every young man dreams about. There's two outcomes in that moment. You're a gamer or you tense up.
You're a gamer or you're a goner.
Or you're a goner.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some areas of fog. Otherwise, cloudy skies are expected for today. We'll see higher on 35. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies with a low around 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies will continue throughout the day. We'll see a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleckner for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I don't believe you people.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Huh?
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Welcome back for those who are hanging out for the first segment. Thanks to Rico, Austin, and Jay for holding down the fort for that first segment. Nick Sainert now with you. Rico's still here as well. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line open for you guys the rest of the way here. We'll be with you until 2 o'clock. You can join us on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951 as well. Okay, so I know you guys were talking Nebraska and Indiana in that first segment. We're going to talk plenty of Huskers and Hoosiers as we continue on in the noon hour. I know you want to talk about it.
Yeah, defensive-wise, Nebraska played really well last night, right? What was it, 19 turnovers they forced Indiana to commit. 15 of those were steals. I'm pretty sure I saw it was reported earlier that they have 31 steals over their last 2 games, which is a stat to certainly hang your hat on if you're Nebraska's defense.
I like that.
Offensively, though, Nebraska with a really, really nice performance last night. And I said this coming in this morning, I believe, was that, hey, listen, if you're going to shoot, I think they shot 46% from the field last night. It wasn't that Indiana shot poorly, shot 47%, but Nebraska in a lot of their games, especially the ones that they lost to Creighton and they lost to Minnesota, at least in the second half, field goal shooting percentage was really, really poor.
Very garbage.
They shot 2 of 22 from beyond the arc against the Creighton Blue Jays. They could not, hit water if they fell out of a boat. Here's the thing. When you look at Nebraska last night, they were able to hit the 3 ball. I know they shot a lot of them. I think they shot like 32 threes, shot 12 of 32 from 3. And that's the case. Like, Nebraska had really, really good ball movement yesterday. Like, there were shots that maybe in the first half they didn't have as great of movement on offense, but in the second half we saw Juwan Gary maybe not take as many contested shots before he got out of the game due to foul trouble. We saw Keisei Tominaga start to catch fire, but it wasn't because he was taking poor shots. It was because he was moving without the basketball. And AD talked about it this morning, Strick talked about it this morning, where there was a one in the corner, in the near corner, on the left side of the floor in the second half, where Keisei could have had a contested 3. He got the pump fake, or got the defender to fly by on the shot fake. Takes two steps in and 1 dribble, and he hits about an 18-footer from the baseline. Things like that will help you win games. Higher percentage shots, and that's one thing about Keisei. He really has developed the inside shot, despite being one of the smallest guys on the floor.
And that is extremely beneficial, not only for Casey, but also for Nebraska's offense.
That is something that I wanted to talk about, was that Casey, who is known for being a sniper from deep, a shot that he has worked on and a shot that he had in his bag last year is that floater, one that we hadn't seen in the non-con, one that we hadn't seen in this first half or whatever of the season, because he was taking, well, first off, because he was injured and he wasn't playing all that much, but then because he was just taking threes, trying to get that groove back, trying to find that stroke from deep back. But in this one, he hit a couple threes, and then he used that to his advantage. Again, moving without the ball, getting those layups, going backdoor, getting those reverse layups, which is something that he does a really good job of and has really nice touch on those. But the floater, using the pump fake to get into the lane, a couple steps away from the basket, and making that decision to float it over the 7-footer, because knowing if he goes in there, maybe he'll draw a foul, but more than likely he'll just get blocked. So that floater and that mid-range shot, like the one you talked about, pump faking, getting the defender to fly by, taking 2 steps and swishing that from the baseline, those shots are going to be there for Casey, because everybody's scared of him hitting the 3, catching fire from deep, and hitting from the logo like he did last night on a busted play, which was fantastic. But with that shot in his bag, that mid-range, that floater, that 19-foot pull-up, that is going to open up so much more of the offense for Nebraska, especially with his ability to move without the ball and the passing ability of Jamarcus Lawrence, of Juwan Gary, of Rink Mass in that, free throw area.
It's interesting. I look at the box scores, right, from last night, and in a game where Nebraska wins by 16, in the first half, Nebraska shot 4 of 16 from beyond the arc. Now, part of this was Nebraska had 6 turnovers in the first half compared to just 2 in the second half offensively. Now, what I will say, CJ Wilcher was the guy with all the answers in the first half. 3 of 5 from beyond the 3-point line for CJ Wilcher coming off the bench. He's really embraced that 6th man role. When you look at the starters, Nebraska, Casey went 1 for 4 in the first half from beyond the 3-point line. Lawrence went 0 for 3. Juwan Gary went 0 for 1. He shot a contested 3. Sam Hoiberg shot a 3 at the end of the shot clock as well. That all calculates and adds up to 4 of 16 from beyond the 3-point line. They couldn't involve Josiah Alec down low, I guess. In the first half, they didn't necessarily try to either. And it's because, like Rico said, you had the 7-footer Kel Ware down there who had 2 blocks on the night. It felt like he had a much bigger presence. Now,
that first block that he sent into like the 27th row.
Yep.
My goodness.
It was pretty intense. It could have been a goaltend. He did get called for 1 goaltend later in the second half.
It was definitely a goaltend.
But that made Nebraska, this was what was so impressive, was that with a little bit of defense mixed with their decent offensive performance in the first half, they were still up by 8 at the break. They were still up 41-33 at halftime, despite shooting. Yes, they shot from the field 48% in the first half, but they shot 25% from beyond the 3-point line, and they shot 16 threes in that first half. They shot a lot of threes. Now in the second half, right, you look at the adjustments, and it was, okay, how can we continue to involve Rink Mass? How can we maybe get Casey Tominaga into a rhythm? And he certainly did in that second half. When you had CJ Wilcher dealing with back spasms, when you had 2 early fouls on Bryce Williams, Juwan Gary dealt with a little bit of foul trouble. Now, and frankly, the refereeing was just not very good either. The refereeing was really disappointing, especially when it came to like offensive fouls and moving screens, and they called a couple on Rink Mass.
It was confusing because they're calling some ticky-tack fouls, and then they're letting them play in other instances.
So you look at the drastic difference, and understanding that, hey, maybe Indiana and Kel Ware is going to be able to kind of dominate the paint defensively against you while you're on offense. What do you have to do? You have to start shooting at a little bit higher of a percentage than maybe 25%. Well, they doubled it. They shot 8 of 16 from beyond the 3-point line in the second half. Casey Tominaga was a big part, had 6 threes in the second half. He finishes with 28 points altogether. He shot 6 of 9 from beyond the 3-point line, or excuse me, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from beyond the 3-point line. I misspoke there. Also was 3 of 3 from beyond from the free throw line.
6 of 9 from beyond the 3-point line.
Yeah, that would be pretty intense.
I don't think PBA would be standing.
But Casey Tominaga goes 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from beyond the 3-point line. Bryce Williams, how about him in the second half? He had to sit down he only recorded 5 minutes on the floor in the first half because of early foul trouble. He got sat down with about 15 minutes to play with in the first half with 2 fouls. So he then plays 18 of the 20 minutes in the second half, does Bryce Williams. And with that, he goes 3 of 4 from beyond the 3-point line, has 9 second half points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. A really, really nice second half for Bryce Williams, offensively for Nebraska. So we saw, right, in previous games, Juwan Gary kind of was the guy. Yep. Juwan Gary was fully the guy. Rink Mass was kind of dealing with the injury, had the procedure, and we saw maybe against North Dakota where Juwan Gary kind of took that thing over. Well, now, last night, it goes to exactly what we discussed in yesterday's show. Bryce Williams has a really nice game, takes the pressure off of Juwan Gary, who just finished with 4 points. Not because Juwan didn't get good looks, it just wasn't his night. Mm-hmm. He only played 8 minutes in the second half. He played 20 minutes as a whole, and it just wasn't his night. Jamarcus Lawrence, how about this? In terms of plus minus while you're on the floor, Jamarcus Lawrence had the highest plus minus of anybody on Nebraska's roster last night. Had a really, really nice game. 12 points. He shot 4 of 5 from the field in the second half. Had just a really, really nice game. 2 steals, couple boards, and shot 2 of 3 from beyond the 3-point line when he went over from the field in the first half. Mm-hmm. So we saw maybe the green light going with a little more willingness to shoot from Jamarcus Lawrence, who shot 6 threes last night. I thought the guard play in last night's game against Indiana was much better than maybe it has been in games past.
Yeah, the guards really stepped up in that game, and that was something that we were kind of discussing because of the height advantage and the size that Indiana had in the paint against Nebraska. At least in my mind, I was thinking that the guards were going to have to step up because the bigs were going to be working extremely hard on the defensive end. But again, with the foul trouble that Indiana and Nebraska were dealing with, Indiana was down to 1 big for most of the first half and a little bit of the second half, just because of the foul trouble and trying to avoid somebody fouling out way too early. So Nebraska's bigs were, again, not able to feast, but were able to get a really, really good looks. Rink Mass in that hook shot in the second half. That one really came alive for him, and that was big for Nebraska. But the guard play with Jamarcus Lawrence, with Bryce Williams, who's a point forward of sorts, with Keisei Tominaga, with Juwan Gary, he's more of a forward, but whatever you want to go with there. Mm-hmm. They all stepped up in big ways. Juwan Gary, again, only 4 points, but a big, just some timely rebounds and just timely, strong defensive plays from Juwan, where you don't have to have him be that guy, as we've talked about with this team for weeks on end. You don't have to have one guy be the dude to step up and lead your team to victory when you have so many people who can step up. Yes, Tominaga had 26, 28 points, but Bryce Williams with his 9 points in the second half, Jamarcus Lawrence with all of his points and his timely passes, his timely buckets, Rink Mass pouring in some points and all of that. Like, everybody stepped up in big ways, but the guard play with Tominaga, again, with that mid-range shot and his, can we call this a Tominaga breakout game? 20-plus points.
I think it was. This was the most Keisei-esque game that we've had this season.
Yeah, and that this, again, could be a springboard to, again, I'm not saying that he's going to do what he did and go on that tear like he did last season where he's scoring, 25-plus or 30 points in like 3 straight games or whatever he did, but this is a way to get him back into that groove, again, with the mid-range, with the 3-pointers, with everything, and have that ability to look for him, because again, he never has and never will lose the confidence to take a 3, whether it be a deep 3 or whether it be a 3 with somebody's hand in his face. Once he gets that feeling back, he's going to hit more than he misses, as he did last season. Again, you're not going to ask him to score 30 points a game because you have more play going on from everybody else, but the guards for Nebraska in a game where the bigs for Indiana were pretty effective and were, again, not blocking shots, but just altering shots left and right. The guards really stepped up in a big way to lead Nebraska to this win. And it makes you feel really good going forward, because we talked about, I think we talked about it yesterday, this 3-game stretch. If you can be 1-1 going into Purdue, well, you got that 1 win. Who knows? Maybe you can, and this is, I'm not looking forward because it's your next game, but who knows? If you play like you did against Indiana, maybe you could be 2-0 going into Purdue, and I don't even know what PBA is going to look like if that's the case.
I think a couple more statistics that kind of jump out to me personally when you're looking at last night's game against Indiana. Nebraska 27 points off of turnovers, right? They were not only able to force 19 of those, but also get points off of turnovers. They did get out rebounded by Indiana 36-29, but Nebraska had more second chance points. Nebraska also added 18 bench points, and despite having a big man in the lane, Kellel Ware, who was coming back from COVID, you were still able to get 24 points in the paint against the Indiana Hoosiers. You also had 15 assists. I mean, not very often are you going to see the same number of assists as you do steals. Normally, that assist number is probably going to be a little bit higher, but
it's a pretty good. That's a pretty good stat right there.
Nebraska able to get the best of Indiana last night, and it was never really close. I think that's the most impressive thing for me personally about last night's performance was that throughout the entire game, once Nebraska jumped out, I don't know what mark it was in the first half here. I can find it, I mean, really quickly here. When Nebraska went on the, let's see, so they trailed by 3, it looks like. No, excuse me. They trailed by 2, 13-11, at the 14-20 mark in the first half. Ever since Nebraska then, from the 13-51 mark up until, basically the end of the game, Nebraska slowly started to pull away. And they went into half with 4 minutes. You had a 6-point lead at 34-28. At the 2-minute mark in the first half, you had an 8-point lead, 38-30. Then you got it up to as much as 10 on a jumper on a hook shot by Rink Mast in the paint.
Love that
with 2 minutes. And eventually you, after the Anthony Walker free throws with 24 seconds left, you got a 41-33 lead going into the break. Now, after that,
at one point, Nebraska led by 20 points.
Yes, they did. But my point is, like, even in the second half, you come out and you play pretty well at the start of the second half. You get out to a 51-36 lead with 16 minutes left. You then have it, eventually it gets back to a 9-point lead when Gabe Cupps, by the way, who played with Bronny in high school, Gabe Cupps for Indiana shoots a 3-point shot with 15 minutes left in the game, cuts it down to 9. After that, Nebraska never really allowed them to get closer. It was never like a 6-point differential. It was never a case of where you're like, man, this is really getting close. Nebraska needs to make a shot here. Like maybe those internal thoughts, but nobody said that outwardly where it was like, this is getting into crunch time. You got to figure out a way to do something. Nebraska kept him at arm's length. Like Nebraska did to Indiana last night what they've done for the most part all season. Oregon State was always kept at arm's length. Kansas State, same exact way. Michigan State was kept at arm's length. And eventually you ice the game in 2 ways. Defensive stops and free throws.
Yeah.
And Nebraska did both of those last night.
You never had that edge of your seat moment where you sat there and thought, where Indiana has the ball on offense, if they hit this shot, Nebraska's in trouble. You never really had that yesterday or last night. So that's something that Nebraska has really improved on. And we were talking about in the first segment, you go back to the Creighton game, 2 things that they took away from the Creighton and the Minnesota game.
Yeah.
Like in the Creighton game, effort. Just working harder and making sure that you're not lazily closing out and you're not taking plays off on defense. And the Minnesota game, finishing.
Yeah.
Finish the game. And that's exactly those 2 things are the 2 things that they put into play last night against Indiana. They had great effort. There were a couple, again, it happens from time to time, a couple lazy closeouts and Indiana made them pay. But, they fixed that as the game went on and they finished the game. Like you said, they led by 8 or whatever at halftime, and then they just built their lead up and kept them at a safe distance where they didn't have to, call a timeout, go into a huddle and say, look, we need this next shot because if we don't, we are in trouble. They never had that moment, and that's something that you can look at this team and have a lot of confidence in going forward.
So Nebraska now, as everybody knows, faces Wisconsin on Saturday, 1:15 p.m. tip-off on the Big Ten Network. Now, when you look at the Badgers, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Badgers tomorrow, they've gotten a couple nice wins this season. Against Michigan State on the road, they won by double digits. They beat Marquette, who's a top 10 team at home. They lost to Arizona by 25 points back on December 9th. They're going to be coming off of a victory against Iowa on Tuesday in the form of an 11-point victory at home. They've lost to Providence. There's been a couple disappointing losses, I think, for the Badgers this season, but here they stand in the conference, 10-3 overall. Nebraska, as we know, sits at 12-2. Wisconsin 2-0 in Big Ten play. Nebraska sits at 2-1. Wisconsin is 7-1 at the Kohl Center at home this season. Nebraska, as we know, 1-1. Both these teams come in on a pretty nice winning streak. Wisconsin's won 3 in a row, and Nebraska winners of 5 straight. So pretty good feeling, I think, around Husker Nation right now, going in with a 5-game winning streak. Now, if they're, like Rico said, if they're able to steal one against Wisconsin, or at least keep it competitive, I think that that's the biggest key, is don't allow this to be a blowout. Don't, for goodness sakes, don't be up by 10 or double digits going into halftime and then lose by double digits when it's all said and done. Figure out a way to get things figured out and finalized. And if Nebraska comes away with a victory, great. If they lose by fewer than 5, that's fine, because you were able to get a big one last night in the form of Indiana, and you have another great opportunity coming up for you on Tuesday. It's going to be a quick turnaround, as we know, right? Wednesday to Saturday, fly back, and then you got number 1 team in the country in the Purdue Boilermakers, and their 13-1 record coming in on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Really good crowd last night. A round of applause.
Good job, everyone.
For the crowd last night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. It was a good one. I'm not sure if these guys are listening, but Rico, last night I was walking on the concourse, and all of a sudden I hear, "That's Big Swim." Oh my gosh, that's Big Swim.
No way.
And I turn around, and these 2 guys were looking at me. And
nobody said that.
I have a name. My name is Nick.
I
don't care about the Big Swim part. They did, unfortunately.
Nick's
so now
popular.
The Big Swim apparel should be coming to the 93.7 The Ticket store soon, hopefully. Big Swim apparel. But nonetheless, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about a game tonight with Nebraska basketball. The women will travel to Madison this evening and play an 8 p.m. tip-off against the Badgers. We'll highlight that to close out the noon hour. You're listening to the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Rick Heyman from Sartor Heyman Jewelers, inviting you to our new outlet jewelry store at 12th and O in downtown Lincoln. Amazingly, we still have fabulous items we bought 1 year ago and beyond. Well, you know what an outlet store is. Unbeatable prices throughout the store. Closeouts up to 70% off. Don't delay. When it's gone, it's gone. You won't see everything on our website, so you gotta come in. The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Opening November 25th in Lincoln at 12th and O.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff, who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree, and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OakStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course, they have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion? Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at The Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. We'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to show our appreciation, Koppel is offering some huge holiday discounts from now until January 2nd. On select new Chevrolet vehicles, we are offering $8,000 off MSRP or 1.9% financing. Yes, you heard right. That's $8,000 off or 1.9% financing on select new Chevrolets. We also have some huge discounts on our new GMC inventory, so stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. Includes finance, trade, and Costco bonus with roof credit. Stock number C299464.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
I used to be a weight guy. I used to love
You ain't
weight.
never been a weight guy. That's a lie.
Let me tell you something.
You've
I
never
was
been
in
a weight guy.
I was in a 300-pound club
No,
in
sir.
high school.
No,
Yes.
sir. Are you kidding
Yes.
me? That 315 pounds would have sent him through the. He'd have been 6 feet
Bob.
under trying to figure out how
Bob.
to get up out that hole.
That's how
you ain't never been nowhere near that platform to get up there for Lifter of the Year. You.
I don't want to be lifter of the year. I
So
want to be
how
the player of the year. You want to be a lifter of the year when you want to be the player of the year. Nobody care about weights.
Are you in the market for a new garage door or need to repair your old one? It's wintertime, and that means snow, wind, and freezing temperatures, all things that can cause sticky locks and damage to your door. If you're experiencing any issues with your commercial or residential garage door during the winter months, call Cameron Hall and his team at Doors Plus. Don't be trapped outside in the cold because of a poorly maintained garage door. Call Doors Plus today at 402-590-5800 or visit them online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some areas of fog. Otherwise, cloudy skies are expected for today. We'll see higher on 35. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies with a low around 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies will continue throughout the day. We'll see a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleckner for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Real quickly here, but as we close out the noon hour, yes, it is past 1 p.m., but that's all right. This is technically the last segment of the noon hour. Nebraska women's basketball tonight. They're sneakily good, 10-3 record, coming off of a victory against the Maryland Terrapins last weekend. Will face off against the Wisconsin Badgers tonight. Wisconsin currently 0-2 in the conference and 7-5 overall. Wisconsin got boat raced by Iowa and then got boat raced even more by Purdue last time out. Excuse me. So now tonight, 8 p.m., Nebraska travels to Wisconsin. It has gone under the radar that Sunday there's a jersey retirement.
Yes.
People are not aware, I think, of this jersey retirement for Jordan Hooper, former Husker women's basketball star, getting her jersey retired on Sunday.
Everyone's aware of Pack PBA, but they don't know why.
Yeah, everybody wants to pack PBA. Obviously, Indiana Hoosiers coming to town. A top 15 team in the country is Indiana women's basketball. Currently sit with an 11-1 record due to the Hoosiers. But when you look at Sunday, right? By the way, Indiana will play actually before Nebraska tonight against Michigan at 6 p.m. Nebraska plays Wisconsin at 8 p.m. this evening before Indiana travels to Lincoln on Sunday. 1 p.m. tip-off on Sunday, January 7th. And once again, it's Pack PBA for understandable reasons. You're hosting a top 15 team in the country, probably a team that only is going to have one loss entering the game against you. But then you also are going to be retiring Jordan Hooper's jersey.
Just the legend of Jordan Hooper, and somebody who, right now, as they were talking about, if we want to go current, and I'm not comparing anybody. First off, before you get this all twisted up, if you're looking at today's Husker roster, somebody who is chasing that double-double, something that Jordan Hooper was so good at, Alexis Markowski, I think she's in the top 5 now in Nebraska history in double-doubles. And she was talking about, looking up to Jordan Hooper and watching her and being so inspired by her and trying to, chasing that record and being able to be, on the same team, wearing the same jersey as one of her idols, and being, close-ish to being mentioned, or just being mentioned in the same sentence as her was really an honor. But this Nebraska team right now, all the talk goes to, and rightfully so, the Jazz Shelleys, the Alexis Markowskis, but somebody who not in the Big Ten scope because she's earned some weekly awards, but somebody who's flying under the radar, Natalie Potts.
Yeah.
Who I believe 2 freshmen of the week in the Big Ten, somebody who's, I believe, gotten multiple double-doubles in back-to-back to maybe 3 games in a row so far. Her play has been a nice surprise for Nebraska fans for this Nebraska women's basketball squad, because her presence inside and her complement of Alexis Markowski has really spurred this Husker team to their current 10-3 record.
I think when you look at Natalie Potts, right, and talking about the future of Nebraska women's basketball here, you have Natalie Potts, who currently is averaging 11.5 per game, six rebounds per contest as well. The freshman from O'Fallon, Missouri, 6'2" forward for the Huskers. Now, I think you look at the future for Nebraska women's basketball, right? You're going to get another year of Alexis Markowski next season. That's going to be her senior year, if you can believe it already. Next season for Alexis Markowski. Then you have Natalie Potts in her second year, and don't forget you're bringing in probably top 20 recruit in the country, a 5-star guard in Britt Prince. So not to mention you're bringing back Allison Widener, who will be coming back after an injury. You have other pieces of your roster that, yes, you're losing Jazz Shelley, and you may lose a couple to the portal, but you're also bringing in a couple really fascinating players that are really, really talented and have a bright future.
You've got Britt Prince, as you said, a top 20 recruit in the nation. You've got Amaya Hargrove coming in, who, look, I don't know if this is weird. I'm more excited for her next season than I am for Britt Prince.
Interesting.
But that's neither here nor there. But you have those two coming in. You also you'll have Natalie Potts, Logan Nisley, who all of her teammates say she's the best shooter on the team. It's just taken her a little bit. She hit a couple of threes in her last matchup, but it's just taken her a little bit to get into the groove. And maybe as the season goes on, we'll see her kind of lighting things up. Callan Hake dropped 16 points in their last matchup. She's getting a lot more comfortable. She's going to point guard classes with Jazz Shelley. So this team, as it's composed now, is fantastic. But the future of Nebraska women's basketball, and most specifically just next season, is something that I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to.
I'm looking at Jordan Hooper's stats since her jersey is going to get retired tomorrow or on Sunday. So she was drafted with the first pick in the second round of the WNBA draft to the Tulsa Shock. She played for Tulsa and Dallas from 2014 to 2016. She played outside of the WNBA from 2015 to 2016. And then in 2017, she was brought back to the WNBA and played for the Connecticut Sun, Atlanta Dream, and Chicago Sky. She's played for Russia in the World University Games. She's was a three-time first-team All-Big Ten player. She was the Big Ten Player of the Year in 2014. She was an All-American in 2014. Average, let's see, in 2014, she averaged 20 points per game, 9 rebounds per contest, and 2 assists per game as well. Shot 44% from the field. The worst points per game average that she had over her 4 seasons with the Huskers was her freshman year in 2010, where she played in 31 games and still averaged 15 points per game for the Huskers.
That's terrible.
Her sophomore year had a really nice season, 19 points per game with 10 rebounds per game. Just a really, really nice career for Jordan Hooper. She became the 3rd player in school history in, I believe, 2014 to pass the 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds milestone. So there she is, Jordan Hooper. She's going to get her jersey hung in the rafters at Pinnacle Bank Arena on Sunday. So that's going to be an exciting one for the Alliance, Nebraska native, Jordan Hooper, after her really nice college and professional career representing Nebraska. All right, let's take a break. When we return, it's time to dive into a couple of the people that were there last night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Dylan Raiola obviously was there, sitting next to Trev Alberts and his father, Dominic, as we know. We're also going to dive into just more Husker football recruiting and continue talking a little bit of just Husker sports and national sports as some transfer portal news has been released on guys like Malachi Nelson. So we're going to talk about that coming up next as we welcome in the 1 o'clock hour right after this on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark,
for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some areas of fog. Otherwise, cloudy skies are expected for today. We'll see higher on 35. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies with a low around 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies will continue throughout the day. We'll see high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give John Henry's a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their life. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. Now is the best time to sign up with the new year right around the corner. You can enroll for the January 10-Week Challenge for only $299. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. Head to fxblincoln.com for more information on how to enroll. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So a couple quick news things before we dive back into the actual sports. Just because Rico and I are both two video game guys, a little bit, we have to kind of talk about this. New information on the EA Sports college football game, love it, are expected to be released Monday. People, you might say, I don't care, I don't play video games, and that's fine.
You're a liar.
That's fine.
Oh, sorry.
But here's the deal: is unfortunately this game could cost $200, and I would still buy it.
Yeah, my wife would hate me, but
This
I would too.
This is childhoods.
Oh, it's necessary.
This is, I mean, maybe not
Do you
childhood for you necessarily. 2014, you would have been how old?
I was a junior in high school.
So somewhat childhood.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't in high school. I was a junior in college.
Okay, so not childhood.
No, not childhood.
I was childhood.
But I grew up with it.
That's right. Yeah, I was childhood. I was 13 at the time.
2012, I was a senior.
I had just become a teenager.
Look, 2012, NCAA 12, I was a senior in high school, and it was the RG3 on the cover.
I was just going to say, hold on. Let's see if we can.
No, it was RG3 on the cover, and it was the first year that they did like a Heisman Road campaign thing where you could choose different Heisman winners from different years and put them on different teams, and you controlled them. So I took Herschel Walker, and I put him on Wisconsin because at the time, Wisconsin was the ground and pound. We're only going to run the ball. So I know it was Barry Sanders. I put Barry Sanders on Wisconsin and won the Heisman with like 2,500 yards rushing.
I can't remember which college football game I had first. I want to say it was college football 97 or maybe it was 2000. I cannot remember.
Sten says 06 with Woodson on the cover was the best.
Okay, there we go.
I
How
don't know
about this?
that.
How about this? We're getting some reaction.
I don't know about that. Ticket listeners, Online Dynasty. Yeah. Look, I will set this up. I will set it up. I'll talk with Amon as well.
Yeah.
We'll get this whole thing set up.
Okay, so Rico, how many cover athletes of NCAA video games would you be able to name off of football, college football?
College football, I feel like a decent amount.
We can start.
If you go by year, I wouldn't be able to, but I can tell you, I think not Matt Leinart. No,
Close,
it wasn't Matt Leinart.
close.
It was the other. It was
the other USC quarterback.
Carson Palmer. No, not Carson Palmer.
Nope.
The other one.
It was Brian Johnson. Or excuse me, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
So
Reggie Bush.
Timeout. We're not done yet.
Oh,
Hold
sorry.
on. We gotta think about this. So let's go from the most recent.
Okay.
And see if we can go down.
That was Shoelace.
Denard Robinson.
Yep.
2013.
Was that one RG3?
That was RG3.
Yeah, not 2012, 2013. Yeah.
2012 was who?
2012. So it was somebody that was a senior, had graduated, and was in the NFL rookie class 2012.
2012 out of the SEC.
It wasn't Tim.
It was not. Close.
Mark Ingram.
Bingo. Mark Ingram. 2011.
If you give me the conference, I might be able to name these
SEC.
guys. SEC. 2011. Cam Newton.
Tim Tebow.
Dang it.
You said Tim Tebow.
Yep.
Okay, how about this? We got 2010. You already named Mark Sanchez.
Mhm.
That was the PlayStation 3 version.
Yep.
I had a PS2 at the time.
Oh.
So I had Brian Orakpo, the Texas defensive end.
Yes.
On that one.
Brian
Orakpo. That was my first NCAA college football game.
Yo, Brian
was
Orakpo
2010.
was supposed to be a problem in the NFL, and he was
Yep.
not. I think he got drafted by the Titans or the at the time the Washington football team, but they were the other name at the time.
Yep.
He played for both of them though.
Okay, now NCAA football 09. There's multiple cover athletes depending on if you played on PS2, if you had PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PSP.
It's been so long since I've even seen this.
PSP had a different
PSP
cover
had a different
cover athlete.
I just name all three of them.
On the Wii,
The Wii had a different one.
The Wii had NCAA football 09 and had the Michigan State mascot on the cover.
Okay, the Sparty.
Okay. The cover athletes for PlayStation 2, Deshaun Jackson from Cal.
I do not remember that one.
In PlayStation 3, it was Matt Ryan from Boston College.
Don't remember that one either.
They had a fullback on the cover.
Fullback
on the PSP version. West Virginia fullback Owen Schmidt.
Ah, yeah. I'm sure he has that framed.
And then on the Xbox 360 version, they had the Arkansas running back Darren McFadden.
Darren McFadden was a problem.
NCAA football 08, it was a Boise State quarterback, Jared Zabransky.
Not the Boise State quarterback I was thinking
Nope,
of.
it is not Kellen Moore. 07 was Pac-12.
Pac-12, Reggie Bush.
There you go, Reggie. 06 was
Larry Fitz?
No.
Larry Fitz.
It was a Big Ten guy.
Big Ten guy.
Heisman pose. Desmond Howard.
Was it Desmond?
Desmond Howard was
Really?
06. 2005 was Larry Fitzgerald. 2004, Carson Palmer. 2003, Joey Harrington. 2002 was Chris Wanky from Florida State. 2001, Sean Alexander, Alabama running back.
He got both NCAA cover and Madden cover.
Wow.
Because he was Madden with the Seahawks.
That's right.
Yeah.
2000 was Texas running back Ricky Williams. 99 was Charles Woodson.
Okay.
Danny Warfel was in 98.
Of course. I don't know any of these ones.
Yep. And Tommy Frazier was on the first college football game, College Football USA 1997. Nebraska quarterback Tommy Frazier.
Who has that game? 402-464-5685.
Does anybody have College Football USA 97?
Does anybody have that, and would you be willing to part with it?
That'd be fun. We always talk about having to do games on here.
I will not pay a disgusting amount of money, but I am willing to pay money.
I want to say I had when I had my original PlayStation, I want to say I had the NCAA football, maybe it was 98. I mean, it was like a super cheap one that I bought from Gamers because I always went to Gamers because it was cheaper. But anyway,
shout out to Gamers.
Dang, going back in time. Nonetheless.
Yeah, Newt says Eric Crouch was on 2K in 01.
Yep,
Yeah, I forget that they
remember
also
2K.
had a 2K, NCAA, like 2K football, whatever.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking about that I had. I got to see hold on, NCAA 2K 1. Maybe it was 2K.
I am so
2K2
excited.
Gosh, that was with. So here's this.
I do know that. So Monday they're going to announce when it's going to be like a date that it's going to be released. Again, it's sometime in the summer, but they're going to give us a day when we can all get excited and we can all wait outside at GameStop and Target and Walmart and all those places.
Be in there.
And I will be with you people. We will all be together waiting outside for this video game. And we will all be extremely excited.
Well, I guess.
And we'll get that. And I believe they said it's going to be $500 per athlete.
Yes.
Whoever decided that they want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about $500 per athlete. So
which feels like a good amount.
It does feel like a good amount. There will be, and I'm sure that they all get like a copy of the game.
Yeah.
Like $500 and they give you the game.
It's got to be like Madden, where if you're in it, you get the copy.
$500 and they give you a copy. And look, there's going to be players that aren't in it. There's going to be players who said, no, I don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
But since a lot of you listening are Nebraska fans, I mean, you can lead Dylan Raiola and this Nebraska team to a national title.
Well, I just hope.
I wonder how many coaches.
Hope the recruiting is just the same.
They said that the transfer portal is going to be in it,
which
is going to make things so complicated, and I'm so excited.
I'm tampering.
I want 100%. Duh. I wonder if they add that as like you can tamper. They should add a tamper thing,
NCAA
like a tamper
suspension
thing,
possibility.
but also like there's a risk. Like
there's a
if
suspension
you get caught,
that'd be so cool.
Like
we should be video game
and then
designers.
you just like sit in the box and watch your team for like a couple of games. Like, oh my gosh, like that'd be so exciting. And I wonder how many coaches, like how what the coaches might be getting paid for it to be in the game, because they're not going to have, NEB coach. They're going to have Matt Rule, right?
Yeah.
But how much do the coaches get paid if they do get? Well, they should get paid. They will get paid. How much do they get paid? How many of the coaches said no, I don't want to be in it? Because like Bill Belichick is never in Madden games because he doesn't want to be.
Yep,
he doesn't take the pay.
Yeah, it's got to be Josh McDaniels every time as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but it's just like any coach, and it's just some dude with glasses.
Here's what's crazy. You look at some of the prices for some of these games on like Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
NCAA football 2003, $24. 2003, 2008, $37. 2014 is all sold out. 2011, $59.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking about these games that have rosters from people in 2010.
If you look up 2014 NCAA 2014 on like eBay, it's going for $60 now is like a regular game. It's going for over that. I saw one that was like $145.
Hello. Yikes.
It might lower now because there's a new one coming out, or maybe it gets more expensive because it's getting closer to that one coming
back. People are all about nostalgia.
Yeah, and like there's this group of people,
and I have it. I have it at home, and I'm never selling it.
There's this group of people who go through and they make the rosters with all of the names.
Oh yeah,
and they give you all of the overalls.
That's how I play.
Maybe some you might not agree with. You can go in and change it regardless. But they go through every team and they add every player. Well, not every player because they can only go up to a certain amount of people, but they add a whole bunch of players on there. And that's how you can get updated rosters. That's what I do.
Here's the funny part. I took Nathan Brennan's Xbox 360 and it featured the game. He has a PlayStation 3 with the same game, and I'm never getting rid of it. I will never get rid of the Xbox 360 that I took from Nate, and with it, NCAA Football 14. I will say the nice thing about my PlayStation 5, real quickly, last thing before we go to break.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5, I have a digital one, so I don't have to worry about the game being sold out.
See, you're going to have to be careful.
You're a big physical copy guy, though.
So on that, and this is something that I just saw, you're going to have to be careful with those digital things because developers can just yank it from your PlayStation if they decide
to. Let's not hope. Let's hope that does not happen.
There's a game out there that people had downloaded. I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember what the game was, but people had bought it and had it, and the developers, there was some spat or something, and now you can't play it. Like if you had it downloaded, they just pull it.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. We'll find out. Let's take a break. When we come back, how about this? The NCAA championship rights have been bought and purchased by ESPN. What does this mean? Probably really good things for maybe the lesser sports. We'll see what that means and does to March Madness and those types of tournaments. We'll talk about it, tell you more details when we return. It's the Happy Hour, sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting, right here, 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools. Get involved. Form a business school partnership or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's a playoff rematch this weekend as the Lincoln Stars take on the Waterloo Blackhawks at the Icebox. Join us on Friday and Saturday night as the Stars ring in the new year with a Western Conference clash. Friday's game gets started at 7:05 and the puck drops at 6:05 on Saturday. Secure your tickets for the Stars versus the Blackhawks now at LincolnStars.com.
Why are New Year's resolutions always about getting to the gym more or dieting? We fail ourselves before the first month of the year is already over. Why not resolve to eat better, tastier foods in 2024? Look no further than Fuhrer's cheese spread. Stop eating your apples, vegetables, crackers, and chips plain. Give them some flavor. Fuhrer's cheese spread awakens your taste buds. Now that's how you start a new year. Find your container of Fuhrer's cheese spread today at your local grocery store.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. We'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to show our appreciation, Koppel is offering some huge holiday discounts from now until January 2nd. On select new Chevrolet vehicles, we are offering $8,000 off MSRP or 1.9% financing. Yes, you heard right. That's $8,000 off or 1.9% financing on select new Chevrolets. We also have some huge discounts on our new GMC inventory, so stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. Includes finance, trade, and Costco bonus with roof credit. Stock number C299464.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their life. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. Now is the best time to sign up with the new year right around the corner. You can enroll for the January 10-Week Challenge for only $299. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. Head to fxblincoln.com for more information on how to enroll. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
A gorilla bear versus polar bear. A what bear versus a what bear?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
A gorilla bear versus a polar bear. Polar bear. One more time. Gorilla versus a polar bear.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico with you here on a Thursday. The week's already almost over.
It's only Thursday.
I look at it as it's already Thursday.
I when I woke up this morning, I was like, it's Friday.
Dang, Rico, do you not look forward to coming to work with me?
No, I do. My kids are driving me crazy.
Oh, well, that's too bad. It was your choice.
You're not wrong.
It was your choice to have kids.
You're not wrong.
And I avoid that.
And I love them.
Having kids.
I love them dearly.
I know. There it is. 402-464-5685. The Honda
crazy man.
The Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys. The rest of the way here, we got about 25 minutes left in the show or so before we hand it off to On the Block with Strick and Austin. Good conversation so far. Had a lot of Husker basketball conversation in the start, in the noon hour, then in the 1 o'clock hour. We had to mention that, hey, guess what? There's going to be a little bit of NCAA football video game.
People forget
information being released on Monday, the day of the national championship. Not just a coincidence. They planned it that way.
Do you think that there's footage from the game in commercials during the national championship?
I would love that. Here's the deal.
They're definitely putting it together.
Here's the deal. We need to talk to Almon because
he knows.
We know that he gets early access.
I know he knows.
That man
He knows
gets
people.
early access. And just saying, we don't have to stream it. We don't have to do anything. It would be cool if we could stream it.
I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, "Hey, best friend."
We could play it right there on that TV.
Right there.
After hours.
Perfect.
Twitch, stream it.
It'll be perfect.
We need to figure it out.
He could be Nebraska.
We've talked so much about streaming video games.
And we just haven't done it.
We need to, though. It'd be after hours. You would have to be willing to come back to work. It wouldn't necessarily feel like work.
Yeah. What I have to be, I mean, we could just do it from our houses. We just, join each other.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure how I feel about there being a video camera in the room. Like I would have to. I don't have a game room. I just play it in my room.
Yeah, I just played it in my living room for the longest time.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to switch it to the living room. I'd feel better about the public seeing my living room. I don't know.
You don't want to see your room?
Something about my room. I don't know.
Is your room dirty?
No, it's not necessarily dirty.
All you got to do is
I can blur out the background.
Yeah, you get a green screen. They're pretty cheap. Go to Amazon. Get a little pull up one.
Dang.
You'll be good. You'll be fine.
All right. Well,
Nick would need to do some cleaning, says Eric.
Do we just need to do this?
At Wits Nessus. I want to know.
Are we doing it? Should we do it tonight?
402-464-5685. I'll let you know. Maybe.
What's the game? Because I got 2K.
The newest one or the old one?
I have the newest one.
I'll have to get the newest one. I got some PlayStation Network cards for
I think it's
for
half off.
Christmas. So maybe I will. Maybe. It could be 2K. I could download Fortnite. It's free. You're a big Fortnite guy.
I am a big Fortnite guy. Jay has played Fortnite a few times.
We'll see if Jay wants to join. I want to know how many people would watch. 402-464-5685. How many of you would watch this play?
Chase says you got to have it. I would definitely watch.
Okay, that's one.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think there'd be a lot of people just tuning in for curiosity.
Maybe.
Eric says no, but Eric would always chime in because as much as Eric says he's going to stop listening to us, he always listens to us.
Always listening.
So I appreciate you, Eric. I don't know.
I saw somebody on here.
Ryan P says, I think you guys should. I'd tune in. Here's the thing,
I gotta find the
we'd
person
have to.
who said, Gorilla Bear said, not me, a 30-year-old about to buy a PS5 just to take Nebraska back to the promised land.
I don't know. Like I would be okay I would be okay branching out to others. I think we should probably center it around sports.
We could start with Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't know if I want people seeing my Fortnite play. I get pretty heated.
That's fine.
There are a few games. Now we'd have to. Are we censoring it? What are we thinking here?
We're not going to be streaming it on the Tickets Twitch.
That's the point.
So we don't have to censor.
It's not like I'm a sailor when I'm playing video games.
It'll be
but
fine.
I get pretty intense sometimes.
It'll be fine. Well, so do I. It'll be fine.
All right, fine. How much is it? How much is a camera? Like, are these expensive?
No, you
investments.
You can go to Red Walmart or Blue Target and get you one for like $50.
Okay, that's all right. All right, that's fine. Somebody says esports are dumb. I don't think so.
You're gonna have to talk to Amon about that.
How about this? Fortnite is for little kids. No, it's not.
Fortnite is
there's
not
a
for
lot of really good 7-year-olds on that play Fortnite, but I know there's a lot of adults that play Fortnite too. And they make a lot of money.
Shout out to Dr. Lupo out in Omaha.
Perfect. I don't know. I would be okay. Okay, Rico.
Yeah, we need to get off of this.
Let's start planning it, and we'll figure out a day to do it.
Gorilla Bear says, I want to see Rico play 2K with a roster of his guys/dudes.
All right, I guess we have to do it now.
I'd put that together.
I need to create a Twitch.
Yeah.
Like an actual my Twitch.
Or everybody could just go to my Twitch.
That'd be stupid.
Why? My Twitch is great.
Whoa. Sean says you guys better be good. Watching basically losers play a video games is the worst.
Hey.
That might be the funny part about it, though.
That is the fun part. The thing is, okay, so there are two different types of streamers, right?
Yeah.
The streamers that are cracked at video games, just fantastic, and the streamers that are entertaining and decent. But
I think we're gonna be the entertaining, not decent,
entertaining and meh.
Fine. All
like
right.
there are people who will entertain you, but their gameplay, you're like, oh, come on, you should have done that. But that's also part of the entertainment.
All right, fine. We're gonna start this. We'll start this. We gotta think of a stream launch date.
Okay.
And I want to do it rather quick, or rather sooner rather than later.
You're gonna be gone for like a week, so do we want to do it after that?
Maybe I could convince to go take the PlayStation to Mexico.
You're not taking the PlayStation to Mexico.
Let me take the PlayStation to Mexico.
If you take that, then we really need to not censor, because if you take the PlayStation to Mexico,
I'm not gonna be able to. Yeah, it's probably best. John and Cortland says there's better things to do with time. How about a Tetris tournament? Somebody just beat Tetris for the first time yesterday.
13-year-old in the United States is the first human to ever beat Tetris. The OG old school Tetris. A 13-year-old.
Wow.
Was the first one to ever beat Tetris. You know how you beat Tetris? You get to a certain level, score a certain amount of points, the game freezes.
Jeez.
It just stops working. That's how you know you beat it. A 13-year-old.
And he got it. Unnamed texter said, the one that says esports are dumb, said, who's more of the losers, the ones playing the kids game or the ones watching another person playing a kids game? I never thought...
Wow, you're really fun at parties.
Thank you. There you go. All right, so we'll have to figure out. Sean says, entertain me. There you go. We got one shot.
Bet.
That's fine.
I got you.
We're going to be just fine. This will be real interesting.
Look, I'm going to do something so dumb that you're going to be like, what is your problem? But you're not going to look away.
What about tomorrow night? It's a Friday night. You got stuff going on?
I have the kids myself.
Oh, see, there it is.
I have the kids myself tomorrow night.
I'm just saying.
Rachel has to go somewhere and take care of some business. So it's me and the...
That's right. Okay.
Yeah,
that's my bad. Yep.
So it's me and the kids solo tomorrow night. So, but I'll see if I can get them to bed at a decent time, which I highly doubt.
Maybe it'll be tonight. Maybe we'll just pay attention to our Twitter, because it might just show up tonight at like 10 p.m.
I'll let you guys know at Radio Rico AC.
It'll honestly be pretty late. Like,
it's definitely going to be late.
Because, by the way, we have high school hoops tonight on the ticket.
You're also doing
7 p.m. tip-off.
You and Jay.
Jay and I will be at Lincoln High School tonight for Lincoln North Star versus Lincoln High. 7 p.m. tip-off, about a 6:50 pregame show as we get high school hoops full rolling from right now. I'm not really sure what full rolling means. Just fully on the go to now that the new calendar year has been started. So tons of high school hoops coming your way. We got game tonight, game tomorrow, and 2 games on Saturday. So it might be a late night stream. Maybe we're gonna have to get into this, Rico.
It'll definitely be a late night stream.
I'm in. I'll play.
I don't know who this is on Twitch. Or somebody on Twitch named Huskers says, "Hey guys, would love to do some kind of collab, Huskers sports streaming." I don't know if that's like the actual Huskers. Or,
it is definitely not the actual.
Because if it was, I'd be like, wait a minute.
Remember when they streamed the spring game?
That's what somebody on the text line said. It wasn't too long ago where we all tuned into a spring game. Well, video games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
Nathan Dare on YouTube says we need to invite him on. Yeah, it wasn't that long. It was.
We would love to have Amon join.
It was 4 years ago.
Yeah, we'd love to have Amon join. There you go. I don't know. I just think it'd be pretty interesting. I think Rico and I also haven't played video games a whole lot.
It's honestly so I've been playing video games lately, and by video games I mean my kids got me Sonic something on the PS4.
Okay,
and really like we take turns. If somebody dies, you hand it off to the next person. So me, Rachel, Ellie, and KJ have been playing Sonic the last 2 nights. We play it for a little bit.
That's good.
Well, KJ's not very good.
Now we're welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah.
Welcome to the big leagues.
I'll get back to it.
All right, here we go. I guess we're gonna do this. I guess we're gonna. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for a stream tonight.
We've done this before.
We need. I just need to go buy the camera. Once I'm invested in it, then I have no choice. I'll either stream on my own or you can stream.
Yeah.
Do I just set it up on my TV?
What?
The camera.
I'll let you know. We will discuss this off the air.
I got to go to Best Buy or somewhere.
You do.
Somewhere. Not Red Walmart, Target, whatever it's called.
Red Walmart, Blue Target.
Blue Target. All right, let's take a break. We're out of here. Crossover with Austin and Strick coming up next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools. Get involved. Form a business school partnership or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some areas of fog. Otherwise, cloudy skies are expected for today. We'll see higher on 35. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies with a low around 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies will continue throughout the day. We'll see a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give John Henry's a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence.
Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so we are officially doing this. I have purchased a camera, so we're good there. So we're officially doing this. Stay tuned for the video stream, or not the video game stream. It'll be late at evenings. Stricky, you want to join on the video game stream? You have a PlayStation?
Yeah. What is it? Wait, what's the game?
Rico and I, well, we're gonna play a couple of them. Rico and I are gonna start streaming video games for the ticket audience.
We've been talking about it for years.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually gonna happen now.
What game are you guys on right now?
I think so. I haven't played it in a while, but I think we're gonna start with Fortnite, and then we'll move to more of the sports games in the future, or we might just stick with Fortnite. Maybe we'll go to Call of Duty. I don't know. What? Just different games.
Yeah. Right now, I've been playing Mirage. I like Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
I really do. I'm just hell bent on that. And then I've got Madden. I haven't really gotten, fully acclimated on it yet. And my sister's got me online playing Call of Duty with them in these little groups.
That's fun.
Going and doing all these little missions.
We might even if we do that, we might bring Farley on.
Yeah, we'd have to.
We'll be like, hey, Farley,
we'll have guests.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, we'll have guests. Yeah, that'd be just fine.
I got a question for you guys.
What's
Which
up?
one of you guys can bowl?
I'm not answering.
I
already know why
I plead the fifth.
I put up Wilt numbers.
How about that? Yes.
Just 100. That's all I got.
That's it.
Oh well, God.
I think I'm pretty confident in myself to get to about 145, 150, somewhere around there.
Good to hear.
I could probably be about 150, 160.
Nick,
what's up?
Really, Nick?
Yeah.
No? Do you spin it?
I do not. I throw as hard as I can.
So mine
straight velo.
So I gotta.
That's all I go.
Here's my strategy.
Straight velo.
Here's my strategy because I already know what my problem. Well, I don't know what my problem is, but I know what's going on. Is mine whenever I go, it'll go a little bit to the left every time. So I start on the right side of it. I start on the right side of it, and I throw it straight, and then it goes off to the left a little bit. Boom, right in the middle.
In the pocket.
Boom, right in the middle.
All right, there you go.
Good. Thank you.
I don't do it on purpose. I don't know why it does it, but it does.
No picks this week.
No picks. Well, it's not Friday, so we can't do picks this week.
Oh, okay.
I'm also changing my username.
It's a
on
big
Twitch,
game coming up next Monday.
It
Are
is.
you?
It is.
Wait, what's happening on Monday?
It's going to be a huge game between Washington and Michigan.
Yeah, you're right.
What? Your boys.
My dogs.
Your guys.
Yeah, the Michigan Wolverines.
Kitty cat. Need more dogs.
You know what? I think this happened.
Oh.
I think they mistaken you for Connor Stallions.
Oh, is that right?
I think you kind of got to resemble. I think
I
think it was really you in the building, and they thought it was Connor Stallions.
My computer has been open for everyone to see. I have been here at work outside of 1 week.
I think you
outside of 1 week.
Outside of 1 week.
I'm pretty
you
sure
had
there was a lot of
glasses
Connor
on.
Stallions news that week as well. Austin had some legal troubles to get through.
Not saying, just saying.
Austin, do you have any Central Michigan gear?
Yeah,
Anything
exactly.
maroon?
Fire up,
Glasses?
Chip. Fire up.
I love the
That's
Chippewas.
what I say.
Yeah, exactly.
Big Jim McElwain get here.
Anyway, what's coming up on? We're gonna keep it short because I know you guys got a guest at 2:30. What's coming up on the show
We
today,
do.
gentlemen?
That guest is Brian Munson.
There he
He
is.
is down at the All-American Bowl down in San Antonio, so we'll catch up with him about Carter Nelson, Grant Briggs, and Gibson Pyle playing in that game.
Gibson Pyle, heck of a showing so far.
Friend of the happy hour.
Friend of the happy hour, showing up a couple good highlights from him for the practices down there.
Obviously, plenty of Nebraska, Indiana basketball. NFL Pro Bowlers were released and announced today. Tyreek Hill's house caught on fire while he was at practice.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that as we talk about the Pro Bowlers and maybe some NBA, maybe some more Nebraska headlines as well.
All right, there you go. Well, we're going to keep this short and sweet. We appreciate you guys all show long for hanging out. I don't want to, I would love, Strick and I have talked plenty about the Husker basketball game. We talked about this morning on the drive. We were watching it last night. I know you guys are going to dive deep into it because a really, really nice showing from offensively, defensively, collectively from Nebraska last night. There were a couple spots where it's like, maybe you got to be careful here, but they were able to keep Indiana at arm's length, which I said was the most impressive. So
who's the game tonight? Who are you calling?
High school game. Yeah, it's going to be Lincoln North Star and Lincoln High, 7 p.m. tip-off. Myself and Jay Foreman there from the home of the Lynx. Tomorrow night, it's Southeast and Southwest. And then Saturday, it's Gretna and Lincoln North Star. We'll have both the girls and the boys game on Saturday afternoon. So we got a full slate. Jay will join me on tonight and Saturday. Ramel Lloyd Sr. with me tomorrow night. Stay tuned. On the block, Strick and Austin coming up next.
Adios.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I see the future in our public school